Mike Westbrook Memorial for the Knoxville National. They're lean, they're mean, they're 700 horses, a man and machine. They're 4 wide, green flag, showtime. The Knoxville Nationals are green. Speedway. They're lean, they're mean, they're 700 horses of man and machine. They're 4 wide before they start to slip and slide. Here come the Extreme Speed TV Coast to Coast Racing League Sprint Cars in the Mike Westbrook Memorial Knoxville National. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now? Race, drive, green flag, showtime, the Knoxville Nationals underway. The Coast to Coast Racing League, in partnership with the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame, Dillon Westbrook Racing, and Malcolm's Mills Mill Riding, are proud to present the 5th annual Mike Westbrook Memorial Knoxville Nationals for the Steve King Foundation. July 22nd to July 25th. 4 days of Knoxville action using the actual Knoxville National scoring system. Over $2,200 in payouts and prizes. $15 for Coast to Coast members, $20 for non-Coast to Coast members with a max I rating of 3,000. All proceeds go directly to the Steve King Foundation. Feel free to donate more. Open setup 360s with all races at the Knoxville Raceway. The event will be open to the first 100 drivers. All races will be broadcasted on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. For more info, log on to www.c2crl.com. It's showtime.
And we are live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. I'm Zach Chapman, part of Shaggy TV. And I am here bringing you Gambler Motorsports Hometown Heroes live here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Proudly sponsored by Velocity Race Designs. Many of the sprint cars we see tonight will have a Velocity Race Designs paint job, I would imagine. And speaking of, let's see, can we get a Velocity scheme? Here is one. Ross the Boss Corinna came ever so close in the Knoxville Nationals. Had a last lap battle there with Patrick Spangler, a little contact in turns 4, and well, Ross lost the lead after being the leader through the majority of the race. And you know, I'm sure he's going to be looking to get some redemption here tonight at the Speed Palace. The man who was able to best him, Patrick Spangler, let's see here. He is currently sitting in the pits in that 39 machine. He's the one who bested Ross. And Spangler, being a PA boy, he loves the Speed Palace, and Ross would love nothing more than to get a little revenge on that 39 here tonight. And, you know, we got a little bit of time to kill here. Some guys are still in the street stock race, so probably have at least 10, maybe 15 minutes. Don't hold me to that. But while we're here messing around, well, first off, let's talk about that number for the Knoxville Nationals. A little over $3,500 raised. Unbelievable. That's absolutely incredible. Patrick might see himself on the broadcast now. I'm noticing he's just pacing real slow. Very cute, Patrick. We get that 39. Let's see if we can get a little better view of it if you're going to putt around here. Like I was saying, $3,500 raised for the Mike Westbrook Foundation. Absolutely phenomenal. Man, the stage is set. We got to go even bigger next year. I have no idea how we're going to do it. What kind of raffles we can do in order to get people to entice to maybe spend a little bit more money, or maybe buy their way into a higher race. I mean, you can buy yourself, you know, straight into the feature, but maybe we can explore with purchasing your qualifying order. Maybe, you know, you spend a little bit more money. Guaranteed that fresh track. Go out there first. I mean, there's a lot of different things I think we can try to add to the mix to get that going. But I got myself distracted after the Knoxville stuff. I wanted to talk about these points because these points are very interesting for the 360s right now. First and second are Kurt Schatzer and Jeff Barker, and they are separated by 1 point. Now, they've run 5 races each. The people in third and fourth, Blake Chapman and Ross Corinna, have run 1 race less than Kurt and Jeff. Yet Blake is only 10 points out of the lead. And Ross Corinna is only 11 points out of the lead. So there is a 1-point difference between first and second, third and fourth. So there are a lot of close battles to keep your eyes on. Dean Reynolds there, he's only run 5 races this season. He's at 302 points, so he's right there in fifth. And a lot is going to be on the line tonight as we start to see guys fill in the practice room here. As I imagine the street stock event has come to a close. Well, before too long, we'll be rolling into qualifying. Go up here and let's just sit up here at the starter stand for a little bit. Get some views here. We got a nice sunset going on over here off of turn 4. A view Dino would die for. Here at Port Royal, and you know, this is a great track. It's very fast. They call it the Speed Palace, and you know what? They do that for a reason. Let's take a look here. We'll show you, actually. Show you what I'm talking about. Let's see the speed. Now, this is only a 360. This isn't even a 410, but still going to get a lot of speed here. Check that out. 129 miles per hour as he enters turn 1. We are going to see, we saw 136 there flash for a second, I believe. Is, you know, it could be a little RPM data messing with us, but it's definitely right now with the runs he's getting out of turn 2. We're seeing a lot of speed going down this backstretch tonight. Take a look here, the 27 of Michael Junk here. Let's see, he's ripping the lip here in 3 and 4. Very close to the front stretch wall, maybe kisses it a little bit. Right now, you know, you're just seeing him test how high can I go without messing this car up too bad. What's the limit? And you're gonna find the limit here at the Speed Palace, that's for sure. If you get up in that wall, it's going to eat you up. It doesn't just bounce you out like it does other tracks necessarily. You're going to pay for it here with all the speed you're carrying on entry. It just wraps that right front right back up into the wall. Let's take a look here. Blake's still sitting in the pits. We got the Brewiton Beast here, Jeff Barker. 5:13 machine. Jeff Barker not running as high as we were seeing Michael Junk go, and you know, that's just going to be driver preference. Right now the track is probably even enough that, you know, you can get away with running that through, but as the night wears on, 18 cars registered in the room, I imagine, you know, it's gonna be high side or die here at the Speed Palace before the night's over. Clay Christopherson here in his full throttle motorsports ride. Kisses the wall there in 3 and 4, and he's gonna have to pull backup car out. Let's see it right as the General Andy Patton pulls out of the pits here. Let's see, look how smooth he is through 3 and 4. Just go in this drone camera, follow him, see how much he's cutting that wheel. Sawing on it a little bit there, maybe straightened it out too early, had to get back, give it some wheel jump in the gas to try to get it to bite. Yeah, same thing again, he's just trying to keep it a little bit too straight on the, trying to keep up all that speed, and it's hurting him in the middle of the corner. Reynolds won in the retreads last night at Lernerville. get by Jeff Barker with a couple laps to go. And Dino, that's somebody, he's really found a lot of speed in these sprint cars. Really started to understand the throttle control, and that's something that if you can learn it in this car, it really carries over to other cars. You're just seeing how well or how much success he's having this season. Multiple podiums, even more top fives, and with his experience, and just keep plugging away, practicing, getting in all the races he can. I don't see anything but improvement for Dino. Ooh, sorry about the quiet there. As you can tell, I'm a little bit stuffy. I'm under the weather, and I just went on a sneezing rampage here. Truthfully, I can feel my nose. I may not be done here. We'll just watch Andy Patton for a moment. Oh, I promise you, back here behind the mic, I truly am still sneezing. I'm one of those people who I do not sneeze very often, but when I do, it is 10, 11 times here as I'm about to sneeze again. Trent, while I'm going through these sneezing fits, is at least keeping it easy on me, staying on the track. As soon as I say that, we all see what happens. The commentators curse, and he's going to pull back in the pits. And right now, scanning around through all these sessions, you're seeing, let's see, it looks like Blake's going to pull out here for us, but everybody is currently in the pits. Is Blake Chapman just slowly going around cruising the high side here. Let's go ahead and pop on that face cam here. Oh, and yeah, here we go, Blake. Hammer down. We want to stay on the normal cockpit here. You're seeing just how close you get to that wall. If you could just stick your hand out of the car, Blake could touch it going down the backstretch here. Gonna sling it in low into 3 and 4, and you're gonna see he's not gonna float up as high as he probably would have liked to here. Probably may have cost himself some speed on the exit of 4. The salesman, Blake Chapman, looking good right now. But can't really pay attention to that speed on the chart. Maybe, you know what, actually, we can maybe pay attention to this. I can pop you up their last times, what people have run their last couple laps on the track. You see Bob the Goods at a 16.1. He may not have seen the track for a while. Same with Kurt Schatz. Got a lot more speed than Blake. Blake right now on the bottom, you're seeing he's racking up 16.7s. Andy Patton, his last lap, you saw that was in the 23 seconds. He probably pulled out a pit road. This one may be a little more accurate. Let's see what this lap looks like for Andy. 16.56, so a little more speed than the salesman right now. Blake was running those 16.7s. But like I say, he's floating up on the exit of the corners, and that just shows the difference in sacrificing some speed there, and Andy Patton gets in the wall. He's going to call it quits and go for a little refresh. It's Trent Verstraeten still out here putting some time in. I believe they may have just advanced here, and we may finally be rolling into qualifying. And they did exactly just that, so go ahead and we'll leave you on Trent Verstraeten here, as he's your first car out here for qualifying here in your Velocity Race Designs 360 event here at the Speed Palace. Let's see what Trent Verstraeten's got here. Keep an eye on the bottom of your screen. Green is your personal best sector. Purple is best out of everyone in the room. Yellow's no good. That's even worse than your best sectors right now. Patrick Spangler, green. He's P1 right now. Check that. This man's at the top of the charts. Dean Reynolds in the 79 with a 16.27. Let's see if he improves. Does not improve on his second lap. Let's see right now. Gavin Chatham P2, he is finished. Blake Chapman currently P9, he's on his second lap. Gonna run the bottom in 3 and 4. Can he find any more time? He was slower in sector 1, slower in sector 2. He's gonna stay P9. And right now, that is gonna do it for qualifying here. Royal is, you're looking at it. Dean Reynolds on the pole, Gavin Chatham P2, Tyler Flynn rounding out the top 3, Kurt Schatzer and Patrick Spangler rounding out the top 5. We have 20 cars registered for this. And now Ronnie Brown actually did have one more lap to complete, but it was slower here. Going to stay P13. But here is your grid for heat race number 1. And it's going to look a little something like this. Starting on the pole, the 76 of Ronnie Brown, and his outside, the salesman, Blake Chapman. Inside of row number 2, we have the high side banger, Patrick Spangler. And to his outside, Dean Reynolds. Rounding out the field tonight in row number 3, we have the 75 of Steven Bixler, and his outside. Did not qualify, not sure if he's going to make the grid here. Steven Stewart in the 29. Steven does make the grid here. It's good to see Steven make the call here in that Victory Fuel 29. Gonna move that wing a little bit to his liking. We're gonna do a lap around here, and then we're gonna go green here in Port Royal, PA. Ronnie Brown with, I'm not positive here, but I'm just going to go out on a limb with his first pole in the Hometown Heroes. Very important spot here. You know, if you win this race, heat number 1, you're starting on the pole for the feature, and man, that's what it's all about. But green flag is high, and it's ready to fly. Let's play in the clay at Port Royal Speedway. Here's the 76. Brings us down the front stretch for the final time as the green flag is in the air, and we're off at Port Royal. The high side banger, Patrick Spangler, going to the low side here at Port Royal, finding in some early grip, looking to go from third to first here on the opening lap. Oh, contact with Steven Stewart. He's around and pulls a wheelie, but man, his race is all but over. Patrick Spangler out front. Blake Chapman in P4. Dino was able to get around Blake, and now Dino all of a sudden, here he's up battling for the front as the leaders are experiencing a little issue here. Ronnie Brown struggling on the bottom. Dino goes right around by on the high side. Patrick Spangler here looking to get the cross flags, but that 79 of Dean Reynolds is all over his tail tank. Oh, Blake Chapman with a move around the outside. He takes over P3. Coming through 3 and 4, looking to get 2 flags in the air here. 2 to go. Battle is on for the lead. Dean Reynolds looking to the high side here as they're side by side entering turn 3. Dino carries all the momentum through 3 and 4 as he takes the lead. White flag in the air, final time. Dean Reynolds in the 79 got the pole, started 4th, does it the hard way here at Port Royal Speedway through 3 and 4 for the final time. Patrick Spangler looks to the outside. Can he beat him to the line? No, Dino wins, followed by Patrick Spangler, Blake Chapman, Steve Bixler, Steven Stewart, and Ronnie Brown. My, oh my, big win for the 79. That is an absolute stunner there for Dean Reynolds, who I tried telling you guys he has shown a lot of pace in these sprint cars as of late. And man, oh man, who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks? That Isaac Salas, Anthony Morano, those guys have hammered something into that man. And oh my God, we got a new sheriff in town. Here as we get ready for heat race number 2, and starting grid's going to look a little something like this. The 888 of Steve Maurer is going to be on the pole and is outside. The Brewerton Beast in the 513, Jeff Barker. Inside of row number 2, the 27 of Michael Junkin is outside. The 99 of Gavin Chatham. Rounding out the field tonight in the 10 machine, we've got Ross, the boss, Corinna. Now, he is a guy that if you are familiar with this league, you are not going to be surprised if you see him do what Dean Reynolds just did. And, you know, if you're in the room, you're probably not going to be that shocked either, as Ross Corinna always has a lot of speed. Just maybe missed it here a little bit in qualifying today, but we're coming around through 3 and 4 for the final time here as we get ready to play in the clay at Port Royal Speedway as the green flag is high. It's ready to fly here for heat race number 2. The 888 of Steve Maurer looks to get a good jump here, but he struggles off, slides up, gets in the wall, and goes from 1st to 5th going down the backstretch. Tough break, but Michael Junk is your new race leader in the 27. The Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker, looking low, coming out of 2, just can't mount a run on that 513, but he's going to think about doing it maybe again here coming out of 4. Gets a little bit sideways, has to diamond off the wall, is now the 99 of Gavin Chatham. He looks to go to work on the high side here, the Brewerton Beast. Jeff Barker shuts the door. The 99 has to crack the throttle, get back in line. He looks to the high side one more time. Gavin Chatham takes P2 at the line. 3 to go. Does he have enough time to run down Michael Junk? Meanwhile, back in the back, Ross Corinna having no luck. Stuck right where he started here back in P5. 2 sticks in the air here, 2 to go for the leader. Michael Junk is Gavin Chatham. Last time by, ran your fastest lap of the race. 16.62 for Gavin Chatham. You see that gap winding down here. He's got it down to 4/10, but white flag in the air. Final time around the Speed Palace. That gap is closed ever so slowly. Just not enough time. Here's checkered flag in the air. The 27 of Michael Junk is going to be your heat race number 2 winner, followed by the 99 of Gavin Chatham, the 10 of Ross Corinna, the 88 of Steve Maurer, and the 513 of Jeff Barker, who, my oh my, let's take a look here. Was Jeff involved in an accident? He was. Wrecked coming out of 4, got in the wall, and, well, that was all she wrote with the 513. And here we go for heat race number 3. We should have 4 heats tonight, I believe, so not going to be our final heat of the night. But starting on the pole, we have the 87 of Andy Patton, and his outside. In the 088, we have Trent Verstraeten. Inside of row number 3, we've got the Ant-Man, Anthony Morano, and his outside in the 831. We've got T. Flynn, Tyler Flynn. Running out the field tonight in the 117, we've got Michael Todd, and actually the Ant-Man, Anthony Morano, not going to make the grid here, so only 4 guys, and well, I get to highlight the mystery machine a little bit because you know what? It's got Shaggy TV on it, and if you want a little bit more airtime, hey, ask the broadcaster if you can put the logo in his car. It normally gets you a little bit more airtime, but the green flag is high. It's ready to fly here for the General Andy Patton as we're coming out of turn 4. Let's go play in the clay at Port Royal Speedway as we got a little bit to wait here. It's flying for the General Andy Patton. Oh, battle on between the top 3. Michael Todd's going to let the front 3 do their own work here, but man, it is on. Tyler Flynn and that Brent Marks looking machine trying to go to the bottom on Andy Patton. Ripping the top, and Trent Verstraeten says, Shaggy, don't forget about me. He's going to fall back to P3 here going down the backstretch, but he's going to fight back on the inside. Tyler Flynn with a full head of steam coming out of 4, though. He kisses the wall. Tyler Flynn's hoping no pieces are broke on that right front. Looks pretty good here as he rolls through 1 and 2. General Andy Patton, though, he loves this. He's just been able to pin down focus out front as those 2 behind him battle hard for the middle podium spot. Tyler Flynn running that low line coming out of 2. Doesn't carry as much speed as the high line, but man, he's smooth. And speaking of smooth, you're just watching the 88 and Trent Verstraeten. Not very smooth up there on the high side. And you know, you want to rip the lip, you want to find speed, but if you can't smooth it out, there's no point of going up there. You're just slowing yourself down here. Coming out of turn 4, white flag in the air. Final time around the Speed Palace for the General Andy Patton. Coming out of turn 2, Andy Patton's got a full second lead over Tyler Flynn. Coming through 3 and 4 for the final time. Checkered flag in the air for the General Andy Patton, who's going to start P3 in tonight's feature, followed by Tyler Flynn, Trent Verstraeten, Michael Todd, and the Ant-Man Anthony Morano was able to finally pull back out on the track. Just did not make the grid here this evening. Your 4th and final heat race is going to look a little something like this. Starting on the pole, we've got the 051 of Clay Christopherson, and his outside, the number 7 of Bob DeGood. Inside of row number 3, we've got Slide Job, Isaac Salas, and his outside, Superman, Kurt Schatzer in the 218. Rounding out the field tonight in the 107, we've got Samuel Bachman, and man, that's another one who that's a surprise seeing the 107 start in the back, and man, I do not expect him to finish there. down the backstretch for the final time here at the Speed Palace is the 051 of Clay Christopherson. Knows how important this start is, wants to claim that high side, I'd imagine, and it all starts with a good start here. Coming through turn 4 for the final time. The boys get ready to play in the clay for the final heat race here at Port Royal. Let's go racing. The 051 drops the hammer. Can he send it in above Bob the Good? No, the 7 gets a big run, and so did Superman Kurt Schatzer on the outside. Now all of a sudden, slide job here. He's trying to look to the outside as Bob the Good counters down with a big haymaker. Bob the Good trying to run down your leader. Superman's got his cape on, though. Can he set sail going down the backstretch? The 7's got him hooked. He's slowly reeling him in, and then as I say that, gets a little bit sideways. Isaac Salas in the 5 tries to look low. Not able to get it done. Isaac Salas feeling the pressure from the 051 of Clay Christopherson. Clay gets by no problem. He moves back up the P3. Clay trying to see if he can't mount a charge on the 7 of Bob the Good. Gonna look low into 1. Isaac caught the wall a little bit. Wing's gonna teleport back on. Can the 051 of Clay Christopherson throw a big boy slider here in 3 and 4? He can't shut the door. Bob the Good goes upstairs. Now he's got enough room as the 7 gets a little sideways. 2 laps to go here at the Speed Palace. Meanwhile, Kurt Schatzer with almost a second lead here as the battle is on for P3. Slide job throws one into 3 and 4 as the white flag is out. Final time around. This is your battle on track. It's for P3. Bob the Good throws a slider on Isaac Salas. Can Isaac counter back through turn 4? Final time. Bob's going to pinch him down. Checker flags in the air. Superman Kurt Schatzer's going to be your heat race number 4 winner, followed by Clay Christopherson, Bob the Good, Isaac Salas, and Samuel Bachman. What a heat to finish off here. We should be taking a quick break here, going to warm-ups, and we'll be right back on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
Speedway. They're lean, they're mean, they're 700 horses of man and machine. They're 4 wide before they start to slip and slide. Here come the Extreme ECTV Coast to Coast Racing League Sprint Cars in the Mike Westbrook Memorial Knoxville National. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now? Race, drive, green flag, showtime in Knoxville Nationals underway. The Coast to Coast Racing League, in partnership with the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame, Dillon Westbrook Racing, and Malcolm's Mills Mill Riding, are proud to present the 5th annual Mike Westbrook Memorial Knoxville Nationals for the Steve King Foundation. July 22nd to July 25th. 4 days of Knoxville action using the actual Knoxville National scoring system. Over $2,200 in payouts and prizes. $15 for Coast to Coast members, $20 for non-Coast to Coast members with a max I rating of 3,000. All proceeds go directly to the Steve King Foundation. Feel free to donate more. open setup 360s with all races at the Knoxville Raceway. The event will be open to the first 100 drivers. All races will be broadcasted on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. For more info, log on to www.c2crl.com. It's showtime.
And you get to take a look at it here real quick. The top drivers here at the end of warm-ups, Ross Corinna significantly faster, almost a quarter of a second. We'll have to see if Ross can do the climb, but look at that man P2, Dean Reynolds. And I see got a couple people talking in the chat box. Nice to hear from you tonight, Megan. I am not as good as Marty, as you see. I do not do a good job at keeping up with this live chat box like I should, but nice to see you out there, Megan, Bill, Jacob Cannon. Got Grandpa Salas in the building tonight here, and we are going to get ready for one hell of a feature here at the Speed Palaces. Let's go ahead and give you that starting grid. Starting on the pole, we have the 79 Dean Reynolds. Into his outside, the 27 of Michael Junk. Inside of row number 2, the General Andy Patton. Into his outside, the 218 of Kurt Schatzer. The high side banger, Patrick Spengler, starts P5 and is outside, the 99 of Gavin Chatham. Tyler Flynn in the 831 rolls off P7 and is outside, the 051 of Clay Christopherson. Gosh, I hate when that jumps an extra row. Blake Chapman in the 20, the salesman, rolls off on the inside of row number 5 and is outside, Ross the Boss Corinna. That's going to be a big row to keep your eye on. Keep your eye on row number 5. Inside of row number 6, we've got Trent Verstraeten and is outside. In the 7, we've got Bob the Good. Inside of row number 7, we've got the mayor, Stephen Bixler, and is outside. In the 88, Steve Maurer. Inside of row number 8, we've got the 117 of Michael Todd, and is outside, the Venom Racing Machine of Slide Job Isaac Salas. Let's see here if it'll jump correctly for us. There we go. Inside of row number 9, we've got this 29 of Steven Stewart. Into his outside of the grid. Oh, pace car pulled off. Didn't realize they only gave me one pace lap here. As I need to speed up, do my job. Dean Reynolds with a hell of a start here. Let's go up into the booth here. Let's see, 4 abreast. Look at him coming out of 4. My gosh. Blake Chapman trying to make it 4 wide on the bottom. Ross Corinna up top. Those guys, I told you to keep an eye on them. Ross Corinna up to P6 already. My God. Out front, Dean Reynolds, half-second lead already as he is walking away. But my God, Ross Corinna, hold on in the 10. Gets into the mare, Stephen Bixler, or Andy Patton. That's Andy Patton, excuse me, the general. And the general's going to have to come to a stop here as caution is out. First caution of the night here. Oh my gosh, what an exciting opening lap there. My apologies about the start. Normally they don't cut it short. You see Ross, he got a little sideways through the slick, got up in front of Andy, and man, there's just really nowhere Andy could go at that point. Let's take a look here. Let's see if we can go back to Andy Patton. All right, that's before all that happened. Yeah, you see it. Ross just gets a little sideways on entry right in front of the General Andy Patton, and man, he just goes for a ride here. There's no choice. Right front's broken. You can't pull that down the track in front of people. He did exactly what he's supposed to. Caution's out. He's got to go quick repair and see if he can't come back. But this man out front, Dino, what a start here. And he did not want this field to bunch back up. Because he had a big lead, and now guys like Blake Chapman, Ross Corinna, they'll tighten that noose ever so slightly. As see Ross Corinna, P5 already. Blake Chapman, 2 spots behind him in 7th. You gotta keep your eye out on those guys. And you know, Michael Junk, he may be a new guy, but he's showing some speed too. As Dino giving us a wheelie going down the front stretch. There we go. Lights are off on the pace truck. We will be going green this time. By oh, that was scary. Dino there, he may have to reach down and check himself after that one. But he's got 22 laps here before he can do anything about it. I think they did it actually. Car coming to the stop there, pulling out of the pits. I think they had to extend it one more time. Pace truck didn't pull in. We will go around one more time. Oh! What happened in the back under caution nonetheless? Is that Sam Bachman? Not too sure what we're about to witness here. Oh yeah, he's just pulling it in. He's done for the evening. He's had enough. Going down the backstretch, pace car, the Steve King Foundation pace truck is in pit lane, and we're going to go back green this time as the green flag is high, and it's ready to fly for the 79 is let's go play in the clay at Port Royal Speedway. Good jump for the 79 at Dean Reynolds. Look at him battle through the pack here as Gavin Chatham feels the heat from Ross Carino. Ross Carino going to work here hard. Ross Carino trying to go, but man, there's just not a lane here. He's got Michael Junk in front of him, battling hard with Gavin Chatham, and oh my gosh, hold on. Dino out front is loving this though, as you guys you're watching it. They're going hard. Ross is trying to get it done on the bottom. Definitely not the preferred line. Ross Carina not giving up here, trying to take away P4 from Gavin Chatham, but Gavin gets a good run out of 4. Now he's looking to the high side of the 27. 27 of Michael Junk with a big slider. They're 3 wide. Contact between the 99 of Gavin Chatham and Michael Junk, and oh, geez, that was a big one. Let's go see if we can find the early stages of this here. As we're going to keep an eye on Gavin Chatham. Michael comes down off the wall just a little bit, kisses that right rear. Gavin gets sideways, and we're going to watch what transpires. So nothing big for Gavin, actually. Gavin may actually not have even lost the spot. We're going to have to take a look at Michael Junk here. He's who we want to keep an eye on. This had to get pretty wild by the sound of it. Oh! Oh, big contact. Who was that? Oh, man. Was that Bob DeGood, possibly? Let's go see here. We can find Bob DeGood. Let's go in the cockpit. Oh, yeah, it was Bob DeGood. He played a game of peekaboo. Now you see me, now you don't. And man, all of a sudden he saw him as soon as the car got out of the way. Bob DeGood, no time to react in that 7 and violent ride. We saw the speeds earlier. Speeds up to 130 mile an hour going down the backstretch. And man, Bob DeGood, that's gonna ruin that 7's night. Brad Wade out there rooting for Inferno. Brad, man, as you can see, you can still hear that I'm not feeling that well. I really did want to come up and meet you at Williams Grove, man. I promise one of these times as Dino pulls another wheelie. But yeah, man, I have not been feeling that great for almost a week here. I'm finally on the downside of it, just affecting my voice a little bit. Man, we'll get the green here. 18 to go. We should go around. This should be the final time around here as we go down the front stretch. Should see the lights click off on the Steve King Foundation pace truck. And they do. So we'll stay doubled up here. And Dino's looking to get another good restart here in that 79. But looky who is behind them in row 2. Row number 5 has moved up to row 2 from the start. Ross Corinna and Blake Chapman, they are hungry, and man, they're both ready to eat here. As we're going to roll through 3 and 4 for the final time. Dino controls the start as the green flag is high. It's ready to fly. Let's play in the clay at Port Royal Speedway. Dino with a good jump, but look who he pulled along. Ross, the boss, Corinna up to P2. And man, he's got some speed here. That 10 is running, that 79 down. Dino's got a lot of work to do here. Over half the race to go, and look at Blake Chapman. Contact with Superman Kurt Schatzer, and oh no, we're gonna lose. Blake's gonna park it here. He definitely made sure to take himself out, as he probably didn't like the move he did. But man, Kurt Schatzer, not gonna be a happy camper. Let's go back here. Let's take a look here. This is coming down the backstretch. Blake Chapman gonna send it in, and you know, Kurt just didn't want to back out of that. We'll have to go on board with Kurt here to see what he saw. But look at that ride from Schatzer. Oh man. Let's go take a look at that. We'll watch it full speed. We're gonna go on board with Kurt. Let's see if maybe going into 3 and 4. Let's see what he can see. So he sees him here, and you know, you don't want to lift out, but at that point you kind of have to, or else you're going to go for a ride like this. Because that's definitely, you know, a late, you know, an aggressive slide job from Blake, but I mean, that's nothing that you're not going to see on tracks all around the country week in and week out. You know, if you just got to remember the guy who sent you one little short slider, you know, you remember it and give it back to him. But oh man, if you end up not lifting, that's you see, sometimes you're the one who pays the ultimate price. We saw it. Lights are off on the Steve King Foundation pace truck. Is had our set amount of cautions. I believe will be single file restarts here the rest of the way. Let us know who you're rooting for out there as we're halfway. Dino's set the pace so far, but man, he's starting to feel the heat. He's got Ross the Boss Corinna behind him, and another good restart here for the 79 of Dean Reynolds. Look at Ross Corinna immediately back up to that high side, and here comes the 29 of Steven Stewart. Steven Stewart, we saw him have some trouble in his heat race. He had to start in the back of this thing. Steven Stewart up 13 spots right now as Isaac Salas also up 13 spots as he drives right around Steven Stewart. Steven looking back for a little slide job here in 3 and 4, but Salas rides the wall. Up front, the battle for the lead heating up. Look at Ross Corinna rip the lip in 1 and 2, trying to diamond off the corner, trying to find some speed. Ross Corinna can't look low this time as the 79 goes down and protects. But how long can Dino hold on? Caution in turn 1. Ronnie Brown. You know, I talked to Ronnie a little bit last week, and he said he wasn't, but I don't know if I believe him. may have just spun out an NFL running back here as it looked like there Michael Todd possibly got into the wall, was blinking, as we're going to see the 117, I believe, disappear. Let's watch this one more time. So he gets in the wall there. Yeah, kind of blinks after he gets in the wall, and, well, you see it. Big ride for the former Miami Dolphins running back. But, you know, Dino, if we're going to keep having these cautions, this is exactly what he wants, whether he admits to it or not. You know, kind of get that free half a lap lead every restart. Not half a lap lead, half a second lead there that Ross has to go hunt down just because Dino controls the start. Green flags are on the leader, so as soon as he punches that throttle, it's go time, and nobody behind him is a computer, so that they're all reacting with a little bit of lag just when they see Dino go, and it gives him that little bit of a jump. So every restart here is beneficial to the leader. Dino would have definitely liked these double file restarts, trying to pull somebody alongside of Ross on a start, maybe, you know, get him to feel the heat, especially since it's Isaac. Isaac will, you know, not race Ross dirty by any means, but will just race him a little harder than he will Dino, as, you know, they got a good relationship. Him and Dino are good friends on and off the racetrack, and normally you see those relationships carry over until at least the last lap here, but coming through 3 and 4 for the final time. We'll have 13 to go for that 79 of Dean Reynolds here, as he looks to punch it right here in the tack. He's going to go a little later than normal. You see the field bunch up behind him. Good on Dino, doing a little something different. You see the top 3 really pull away because of it. Steven Stewart's got a big gap up to 3rd place, as Isaac Salas, now he can go hunting, try to work on Ross Carina a little bit without feeling any pressure from behind. The Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker up 14 spots, up to P4. Look at the Brewerton Beast go. And speaking of up 14 spots, Ross Carina and Isaac Salas battling back and forth. Isaac had him in 1 and 2. Ross with a big counter down the backstretch. Now Ross with such a good run. Here he comes looking for the lead. Isaac Salas catching the wall a little bit. You're seeing the wing disappear, but man, caution is out. And like I said, this is exactly what Dean Reynolds wants here, is right as he starts to feel a little pressure, caution comes out and he can go back and extend that thing again. But let's take a look here. Steve Maurer in the 888. You see him in the red machine. Oh, a little contact. Someone came up, then got into Gavin Chatham. Let's go. Let's see if we can maybe see a little bit more of this here. So let's see. Steve Maurer. And we're going to find Gavin Chatham here. That was Michael Junk, I believe, in the 27. Yeah, gets a little loose. Comes up, gets into Bixler. Comes down, gets into the 99. And the 99 of Gavin Chatham goes around. Whoa! Kurt Schatzer, you got to think he damaged that car a little bit. But, man, able to avoid the turn sprint car in front of him, and he'll live to race another day. Gonna have 10 to go here at the Speed Palace, but one more lap here under caution, and you know, it gives me a time to take a quick drink and just relax up here in the booth and enjoy some beautiful sights here. You know, this track, I live about an hour and a half away from it, an hour 45 minutes, something like that. Not as local to me as Lincoln or Williams Grove is, or even Baps for that matter, if there's any PA sprint car fans and you're familiar with BAPS. The World of Outlaws were there a week ago. I'm pretty close to those 3 tracks. Not so close to Port. Nope, we're not going green this time either. We're going to go around again. Let's see here. There we go. We saw the lights click off this time, so we'll see that change back to 11 to go here. And then when we get the green flag, we'll have 10 to go. So Dino, if whatever he's got, man, he's got to throw it out on the table. It's time to let it all hang out. He's got some of the best drivers behind him right now, and it is not going to be an easy one for this 79. But if he wants it, I'm sure he'd want to have to earn it. And, you know, this is one he's going to have to earn here. Going through 3 and 4 here. Green flag is out. 10 to go at the line for the 79. Isaac Salas feeling the pressure from the Brewerton Beast in the 513. Jeff Barker looking low here. He's looking for that final podium spot. Right behind him, the high side banger. Patrick Spangler rips the lip. The Brewerton Beast going to throw it in there. Can't get up in front of the 39 of Patrick Spangler. Now Patrick Spangler, he's got P4. He's got to go to work on the 5 of Isaac Salas. 8 to go at the line. Dean Reynolds with a pretty good restart here, but man, that 10 of Ross Corinna, he is reeling him in. Dino hitting the line perfect in 3 and 4 with a good diamond out, trying to carry speed, and man, another caution is out. Another caution at Port Royal Speedway. Trent Verstraeten in the 88. Let's take a look, see if we can see what happened here. Now going down the backstretch. Gonna enter into turn 3 and 4. That's what I talked about earlier. This is one of those tracks where, you know, some tracks when you kiss the wall, it'll kick you out a little bit and give you a speed boost. Well, here, perfect example. That right front can just kick right back into the wall, and you're gone. You know, that's exactly what should happen at every track. That's just physically bounce it off, and brings the right front back, and see you later. He's going to have to look at his toe and quick repair and get him back out here before this feature starts back up. Flagman stopped his waving here. That's normally a sign. I'm a liar. That is not a sign that we're 1 to green. That's a sign that we're 2 to green here. Pace light should shut off next time by. Tuning in, let us know who you got. We're gonna have 6 to go here when Dino takes the green flag, and man, he's got a pack of bees behind him. That 10 of Ross Corinna, the 5 of Isaac Salas, and right behind him, the high side banger Patrick Spangler. He's just kind of bided his time here. He fell back earlier, got his way back up into the top 5, and speaking of top 5, look right behind him, the Brewerton Beast in that 513, Jeff Barker. Huge mover this race. Him and Isaac Salas, I believe, are both up 13 spots. So very impressive right now. Isaac Salas would be the biggest mover. Anthony Morano in 7th. He is up 12 spots as well. So keep an eye on the Ant-Man Anthony Morano. Ooh, you're seeing him stack up a little bit here, but pace truck is off. Green is high. It's ready to fly for the 79 of Dean Reynolds here. He's going to do another late start here, try to keep the field guessing, and good jump for the 79 of Dean Reynolds. Ross Carina feeling the pressure from the 5 of Isaac Salas here. As there's 6 to go, Isaac knows he doesn't have a lot of time. He's got a car that can get it done. He's got to go to work. The high side banger right behind him. Patrick Spangler looking to see if he can get a move done on Isaac Salas, but Isaac right up against the wall. Isaac gonna throw it to the bottom in 3 and 4. The high side banger. Patrick Spangler with a big run off of 4. He's gonna take that final podium step at the line. 4 to go. Ross Carino with a good run through 1 and 2. Reeled in your leader a little bit but Dino with a good exit. Dino kisses the wall in 3 and 4, but so does Ross, and Ross does it worse. Dino needs the green to stay out here as there's 3 to go. Huge lead now over the boss. Patrick Spangler trying to take over that middle step of the podium. See if he can't throw a big slider here in 3 and 4. Ross Carina trying to counter back side by side, going down the front stretch. Ross has it at the line, 2 to go. Dino with an over a second lead. This is where the battle is. P2 here. Coming out of turn 4, Dino, once this white flag gets in the air, final time around for the 79. Patrick Spangler got in the wall. He lost P2. Ross back to P2. Can he make a run at the 79 here? Coming out and going through turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Dean Reynolds on the bottom. Checkered flag in the air. Dean Reynolds in the 79 is your feature winner. Wild ride for Patrick Spangler coming out of 4. Ross Carina finishes 2nd. Blake Chapman takes the final step of the podium. Isaac Salas 4th. Jeff Barker 5th. Gavin Chatham 6th. Clay Christopherson 7th. Steve Bixler 8th. Michael Junk 9th. Steven Stewart 10th. My, oh my. Do another one, Dino. Do another one. Man, he had to earn this one tonight. I'll tell you what, he'd be the first person to admit he's going to get some help from cautions. But man, Dean Reynolds, oh my gosh, what a race for Dino. Let's go back to this white flag lap. Let's follow Patrick Spangler. Let's see what happens here. So this is coming to the white flag for Patrick Spangler. He was already in the wall. Running hard there under Blake Chapman. Throws it in. Big send. Oh! He got a shot in the left rear. And, well, Patrick Spangler, that was a tough ending for him. But, man, that... little disappointing. Everyone, I think, would admit that, all the cautions, but holy heck, what a finish to that race. And man, that made the wait worth it. As you're seeing Blake Chapman, he was this far back on that final restart here and able to take P3. Is Blake able to mount a huge comeback here? As we'll bring up Blake Chapman here in the 20. Blake, man, you know, I just went to find you here. I clicked that last restart. I guess there were 6 to go. Holy crap, how far did you climb in those last couple laps, kid?
Yeah, this car was pretty good. I got to apologize for Kurt about that earlier contact. I just expected him to be up top, and he went to the middle. That was totally on me. But yeah, we went to the back, and I decided not to go in for a quick fix. I don't know why, but I just kept it out there. The car felt good. Yeah, that cushion was fast. You know, sometimes I would hit it wrong and get it really loose and lose a lot of momentum. But if you hit it right, it was definitely the fastest place on the track. And a couple of mistakes from guys in front of me. Lots of wrecks helped definitely climb back up to the podium.
Yeah, you know, I said it right then and there that, you know, you thought you were going to be the guilty party. That's why you turned it down on the track and parked it. definitely an aggressive slider there, Blake, but we got a pretty good angle of that, and we rode on board with Kurt, and, it's kind of one of those deals you can see you throwing the slider, and we both know nobody wants to lift out of that, but, man, sometimes it's better to lift out of it and live to race another day is, man, like I say, aggressive slide job, but, dude, you're doing what you have to try to climb the ranks, and when everybody's as good as they are in this division, even setups, sometimes you got to race it a little hard, so don't beat yourself up too much, kid. Hell of a job on that bottom step of the podium tonight. Who you want to thank?
Yeah, I got to thank the family for watching. I got to thank all the guys at the Clarence Public Works Department, and I got to thank everyone at the Kreitz Sim Racing Team and the Can-Am Racing Team. Of course, I got to shout out Preston at Epsilon Sprint Wraps, Andy at AJ Custom Creations, and of course, Galen's Gourmet Popcorn. They got some of the best stuff out there. You can head over to their website and use code CART, that's C-A-R-T, at checkout for 15% off. I got to congratulate Dean on the win. He drove a great race, and I got to thank you for the broadcast, Zach.
Hell of
for
a
the
job.
broadcasting.
No problem, Blake. And, man, we going to see you try to carry this momentum over here in the 410?
Yeah, we're going to try. Maybe the track will come in a little differently. Maybe it won't. We'll just have to wait and find out.
All right. Well, good luck, kid. We'll be rooting for you.
Thank you.
That's Blake Chapman, your P3 finisher. And now we're going to bring up the man who, Ross, you had so much speed tonight. It just seemed like every time you'd get to the back of that 79, the caution would fly. You got to be a little frustrated.
Yeah, I was actually thinking that to myself there on that last one. It seems like every time he was doing a pretty good job on the starts. Every time I reel him in, it seemed like we get a yellow, but that's just the name of the game.
Yeah, and nature of the beast, but you're real strong tonight. Definitely had a quick car, and not to bring up bad ghost here, Ross, but finishing P2 after that upset at the Nationals, man, it's got to feel good. And at the end of the day, it had to make you feel good knowing that Patrick threw all that money back at the Knoxville charity.
Oh yeah, yep. That's yeah. He messaged me after that, and I told him I know how he races. There's no way he would do anything maliciously. So I said, make sure you take your win and keep your head up. It obviously would have been nice to win, but like I said, Patrick's a good guy. So good that he gave it back and saw the post of how much money that thing raised, and that's pretty phenomenal for the league to and everybody that takes part in it to be able to raise that much money.
Yeah, and I know you don't like to take a lot of credit here, Ross, but you're a big silent guy behind the league. I know how much you do, and how much you help for the charity. So, man, for that, Ross, we forever appreciate you. And dude, hell of a job tonight. Arguably the fastest car, but man, it's not always the fastest car that wins. And tonight you had to get P2, but hell of a job, man. Who you want to thank?
Yeah, Phantom Motorsports guys, M9 Performance, Velocity Race Design, Power Outdoors. Like I said, everybody at this league that keeps it going and keeps the wheels turning, and then you broadcasters for putting it up on the TV for people to watch.
Well, I'll tell you what, man, finishes like that make it a lot of fun. Hell of a job, Ross, and man, you got to be one of the favorites going into this 410, don't you think?
Well, if I can keep it off the wall, I don't want to call myself a favorite, but I think I get a good chance. But you gotta watch out for Spangler and Chapman, and Dean said this was his first Hometown Heroes win, and so I mean you never know, maybe he can sweep the night.
Yeah, he's got momentum, and we know how big of a deal that is here at Port Royal. You got to carry it around the high side, man. You did a great job tonight. I'm looking to see you carry that over here in the 410, bud.
Sounds good. Thanks.
That's Ross Corinna, your P2 finisher. And, man, now we're bringing up the man who, Dino, I told everyone before this race, it is on the broadcast. You can hear it. Keep an eye out on you that you've been something special in these cars. And, my God, man, you stole the show. P1 in the qualifying, P1 in your heat, and P1 in the feature, man. Talk to us about it.
Oh, thanks a lot, Shaggy. And actually, you're getting live TV right now because I'm doing my qualifying effort for the 410s as we speak. So Oh, that was awesome. That was a lot of fun. That's my first 410, my first 360 hometown hero win. And, you know, when I looked at the last restart there and I saw Carrenta, Spangler, Chapman, Chatham, all those guys there, I'm like, there's no way I'm going to be able to hold them off. But I guess we got a little lucky. Ross said he got a little sideways and into the wall there with about 4 to go, because I was wondering when I looked in the relative, I was like, why do I have such a big lead? And then he told me, yeah, he made a little mistake. So I got a little lucky there. But that was a lot of fun, Shaggy. That was I did well at Port Royal last time we were here, if you remember. I think I took third in the 360s and I took second in the 410s behind Gavin. So I felt kind of confident coming in. So, but that was a lot of fun.
Well, hey, man, you know, he may have made a mistake, but don't let it fool you for a second. You forced him into that mistake. You were smooth up top. You were hitting your marks. I think I saw you make one mistake through 3 and 4 all night, and it wasn't even that big of a deal. You just kissed the wall, kept on rolling, and, man, that 79 looks clean out front. First hometown heroes win, I think I heard Ross say there, so congratulations, man. I am pumped for you. So glad I was here to call it, man. Who you want to thank?
Thanks a lot, man. First of all, I got to thank the guys from Full Throttle Motorsports, as always. Great bunch of guys. And, you know, and I got to thank Patrick Spangler. I mean, I was doing that slider line early because, you know, when he won the 360 race, I was behind him at Port Royal. He did that slider line, and that's what I learned. And then I was losing speed on that slider line. So then I switched and did the diamond. And so we changed it up there. But I got to thank Patrick. I got to thank guys from Full Throttle Motorsports. I got to thank you for televising it. And you got to go because the first heat's gritting. So thanks a lot, Shaggy.
All
Maybe
right.
we can talk to you again.
Yeah, man. Good luck. And, well, you heard Dino there. I'm going to send him back. And, well, I guess I need to get on the ball here. They probably didn't make a new session. And I'm going to roll this into a quick break here. And we'll be right back with 410 action. I'll cut the videos once I'm back in the next session. Stick around. Racing Network, and, well, not too sure what exactly we're looking at. It says, oh, okay, so our grid will need to refresh here. Right now we only have 5 cars. Blake Chapman is your leader here, 3 to go. We're gonna have to mess around with this grid a little bit, so just ignore it, bear with me since we hopped in. But right now, Blake Chapman P1, Ronnie Brown P2, Anthony Morano 3rd, and Jeff Barker 4th. Ross Carrena currently off the track right now, so he's going to start in the back of this thing. But Blake Chapman setting sails right now. He's looking to start P1 in the feature tonight. We're going to go ahead, we're going to mess around with this grid a little bit here. So don't mind me for just 1 second here. There are your official results. Right as the checkered flag flies, Blake Chapman, your heat race #1 winner, followed by Ronnie Brown, Jeff Barker, and the Ant-Man Anthony Morano, Ross Carrena rounding out the field here. I say sorry about that. They went right into that next session here, as you heard while we were interviewing Dino for his win here. He had to go out and qualify, and you know what? We'll give you a little iRacing behind the scenes here. Let's take a look. Let's see how they did qualify. So Jeff Barker got the pole. You're looking at it. Bob DeGood second. Andy Patton there. Just follow my cursor third. Ross Carina fourth. Dean Reynolds rounding out the top five. So that was how qualifying looked this evening. See Isaac out there watching. Congratulations, Dean. Yeah, that was a big win for Dino for sure. He earned that one. I mean, stole the show, like I said. Qualified first. Fourth to first in the heat race. Flag to flag in the feature. And what more can you ask if you're Dino Dean Reynolds here? But the green flag is high. It's ready to fly for heat race number 2 as Dino Dean Reynolds has to go from P3 this time if he wants to keep up his success. Let's see what he can do with that 79 machine. Looking for P2 already, side by side with the 29, Steven Stewart. But Steven Stewart with a big run down the backstretch as he counters back up high. Sticks it in the middle. He's got good traction, good run out of 4. He takes P2 back. The 79's got to fall back in line. Gavin Chatham in the 99 with a big lead. Up to a 3/4 of a second already in that 99. But Steven Stewart, he is quick right now trying to run him down. Oh, almost kisses the wall in the entry to turn 1. That's going to hurt that exit speed. Can the 79 throw a move? No, Dino's just going to hang out for right now. Not going to get too aggressive. Going to follow him down the front stretch. Does he look for a big send in here going into 1? He looks slow. The 29 of Steven Stewart, all the momentum going down the backstretch, and this is what Gavin Chatham in the 99 loves to see in that rear view. Those guys battled hard for that second, for that P2 spot. 2 to go. Gavin Chatham out front with a good lead here over the 29. You're seeing it almost a full turn there as the white flag is in the air. Final time around the Speed Palace. Dino trying to rip that lip, seeing if he can't give one last run here at this 29. He does pull him a little bit, but the 29 goes down and protect. Coming out of 3 and 4. Final time. Gavin Chatham's heat race number 2 winner, followed by Steven Stewart, Dean Reynolds, Clay Christopherson, and Bob DeGood. Clay Christopherson going to bring it home P4 there. And, well, we're going to bring you up this starting grid for heat race number 3. Should look a little something like this. The mayor, Stephen Bixler, starting on the pole and is outside in the 814, Brad Waite. The 831 of Tyler Flynn rolls off P3 and is outside the general, Andy Patton. Corey Denson does not look like made the call here as he was supposed to round out the field and did not make the call here for the final heat race. Or what I believe is the final heat race here. Pace truck is off. We will be going green this time by as these 4 drivers just racing for their feature starting spot as everybody makes the show here tonight. Let's see here. The green flag is high. It's ready to fly. Let's go play in the clay at Port Royal Speedway. We got 6 laps to figure out the final starting spots of tonight's feature. That's the mayor, Stephen Bixler, getting a little sideways on the bottom. Now the general, Andy Patton, able to get around the high side, and Tyler Flynn trying to be patient here, trying to work his way around that 75. He's got room to shut the door, and he does. He's got the final podium spot, and now the battle turns to up front. Andy Patton's trying to see if he can't run down Brad Waite, but he kisses the wall. That's going to hurt that drive. And too. Really gets up close to the wall on exit. But Tyler Flynn showing a lot of speed right now in P3. He's looking to take over P2. 3 to go, halfway. Tyler Flynn sends it into 1 and 2. He can float it right up in front of the General Andy Patton, and he shuts the door. Coming out of turn 4, 2 sticks in the air, 2 to go here. As you see, the battle is still won for P2. The General Andy Patton not giving up just yet as he tries to counter back, but he's running out of time. Andy Patton sends it into 3 and 4. White flag in the air. Final time around Port Royal is Andy Patton just cannot take P2 back. Tyler Flynn showing a lot of speed there in P2, but Brad Wade all by himself out front as he's your heat race number 3 winner. Tyler Flynn P2, Andy Patton 3rd, Steven Bixler 4th. I believe we're going to take a quick warm-up break here, and we'll be back right after this for some feature action. Stick around.
Speedway. They're lean, they're mean, they're 700 horses of man and machine. They're 4 wide before they start to slip and slide. Here come the Extreme ECTV Coast to Coast Racing League Sprint Cars in the Mike Westbrook Memorial Knoxville National. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now? Race, drive, green flag, showtime in Knoxville Nationals underway.
The Coast to Coast Racing League, in partnership with the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame, Dillon Westbrook Racing, and Malcolm's Mills Mill Riding, are proud to present the 5th annual Mike Westbrook Memorial Knoxville Nationals for the Steve King Foundation. July 22nd to July 25th. 4 days of Knoxville action using the actual Knoxville National scoring system. Over $2,200 in payouts and prizes. $15 for Coast to Coast members, $20 for non-Coast to Coast members with a max I rating of 3,000. All proceeds go directly to the Steve King Foundation. Feel free to donate more. Open setup 360s with all races at the Knoxville Raceway. The event will be open to the first 100 drivers. All races will be broadcasted on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. For more info, log on to www.c2crl.com. It's showtime.
We are back here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Gavin Chatham at the top of the warm-up charts, followed by Dean Reynolds and Blake Chapman, rounding out your top three. Dino showing some speed again here with 79. Watch out. Let's go ahead and let's give you the starting grid here as soon as I can bring this bad boy up. As there you go, starting on the pole, you see Blake Chapman, the salesman, and is outside in the 99. We've got Gavin Chatham. Brad Wade in the 814 is going to roll off on the inside of row number 2 and is outside the 76 of Ronnie Brown. Steven Stewart on the inside of row number 3 and is outside the 831 of Tyler Flynn. Inside of row number 4, we've got the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker, and is outside in the 79, Dean Reynolds. Inside of row number 5, we've got the General Andy Patton, and it is outside the Ant-Man Anthony Morano. Clay Christopherson rolls off P11 and is outside Steven Mixler. Russ Corinna rolls off in the Baker's Dozen spot and is outside the 7 of Bob the Good. And Corey Denson does not make the call here this evening once again. Out front, we got the salesman Blake Chapman. Gonna see if he can't set sail here this evening and start up front and never look back, as it is going to be hard for guys to run him down. And I just realized no Patrick Spengler here, so that's a big upset. He had to be one of the other favorites in this 410, but here we go. Green flag is high. It's ready to fly. Let's play in the clay at Port Royal Speedway as the 20 of Blake Chapman puts the hammer down. Green flag is out. The salesman, Blake Chapman, gets a good run off of 1 and 2, and he easily pulls away. Battle on, though. Steven Stewart looking on the bottom for 3 and 4. Steven Stewart pulling up beside Brad Waite. Can he go around? No, he can't just for now. Side by side. Gonna send it in, though, into 3 and 4, and he's gonna take over that final podium spot here. As old Bradway tries to fight back. Gavin Chatham looks to the lead here on the high side of the salesman, and he takes over the lead. The 99 of Gavin Chatham is your new leader in 3 and 4. Caution is out, and he may have to give that position back to Blake Chapman. Ronnie Brown. Ronnie Brown in the 76 here in that brick machine. Tell who he got into there, if that was Anthony Morano. I believe that was the Ant-Man. Let's see here. I'm going to switch over to Anthony, and yeah, it was the Ant-Man Anthony Morano. Just gets a little loose, trying not to get into Dino, comes down and gets into Anthony. Tough break for Morano. Gavin Chatham must have had the lead at the line, actually. He is going to hold on to the lead here. Pace lights are out. We'll go green this time by. Double file restart. You can see Steven Stewart blinking a little bit. Not too bad if it's just under caution, but we're going to hope that gets back together here once we go racing under green flag, as he's been gone for quite some time here. This Steven Stewart. Yeah, that's really tough if you're Jeff Barker. Good start for the 99 of Gavin Chatham. Steven Stewart still blinking in and out. And, oh, man, going down the backstretch, still blinking. Not too bad there, but, man, that's really tough if you're a car around that. Blake Chapman, though, realized, hey, I got to go to the top if I want to win this thing. Gavin Chatham is a rocket upstairs, and if I want to match that speed, I got to do the same thing. It's Jeff Barker right now, rounding out the top 5. He's trying to come at the 814 of Brad Waite. Jeff Barker gets a little sideways coming off of 4, and now Tyler Flynn, he's looking for that top 5 spot. Tyler Flynn now, too. He's feeling the pressure from Dino. Dean Reynolds here is Dean's making a mount on the making a charge on the high side through 3 and 4. 1 and 2. Dino goes right back to that lip, and man, he's got some speed up there. He's getting big runs going down these straightaways. Sideways coming off of 4. Can Dino look to the outside? This is going to be his best chance to get a run here. Side by side as they enter 3 and 4. Can Dino keep the charge going on the high side? He's going to get him at the line. Back up front, Gavin Chatham with a second lead over the salesman, Blake Chapman. Steven Stewart's connection seems to have settled in a little bit there in P3, but man, he's starting to feel some pressure. And Brad Wade, the 814, he is starting to run him down. You're seeing guys fishtail coming out of 2, and man, Dino, he was able to get by Jeff Barker. Big wreck, big wreck. Ross Corinna loses the top wing. Caution is out. Let's see if these are related wrecks or not here. This is Jeff Barker in the 513. So Barker gets loose, comes down. Yep. Collects Ross and oh, got scary there at the end, but man, Ross Corinna, he's gonna pay the price for that. This is what Blake Chapman needed. He had a bad restart, and well, Gavin walked away. And if Blake's got anything, he's got to strike here quick on a restart. He's got to get a good jump, and he can't let your leader in the 99 walk away. These laps in this 410, they're going to go quick, and he's going to start to run out of time. Dino was able to get up to that top 5 spot, currently up 3 spots. There are 4 guys up 3 spots, excuse me, but Dino being the highest place would be your hard charger right now, as I think the lights on the pace truck should go off this time by, and I think the drivers agree with me here as they look to double up. Lights are off, drivers do go double file, and see Steven Stewart, that connection issue that happens under caution. We tend to see, not with him in particular, but just connection issues. Not sure what it is under caution, but if you're blinking under the green, that's when it's really bad. Caution, not too bad. I mean, once again, Dino here in 5th. He's not going to be too pumped about it if Steven's blinking here on the restart. He wants to make sure he can get a good jump. That is what it is in the virtual racing world, but green flag is high, ready to fly here as we're at the halfway point, the 99 of Gavin Chatham with a great restart once again. Blake Chapman, he feels the pressure from Steven Stewart on the bottom, but he gets a good run going down the backstretch. He's going to look to take P2 back on the high side through 3 and 4. Steven Stewart trying to fight on the bottom, just can't keep up momentum, and now the 814 of Brad Waite's going to see if he can get a run with Blake Chapman around the high side, but he can't. Steven Stewart can slot right back in line. Dino, you see him creeping up there in the picture in P5. He's trying to see if he can't get a run on Brad Waite. He's right on the tail take of that 814. Was that Steven Stewart kisses the ball ever so slightly. Steven Stewart blinking in and out there as we saw him disappear. Right now, not really racy with anyone, so not going to bug anyone too bad. There's a 79 here. He is quick. If he can get around this 814, that 29 is going to have some company. That 814's looking low. He's trying to get around the 29 of Steven Stewart. He's looking low in 1 and 2. Just can't get a good run off exit. This is where the 79 has had a lot of success, but he kissed the wall ever so slightly in 1 and 2. That gets a lot of his momentum. Kisses the wall again. Doesn't really hurt him. You know, this is the battle on the track right now. Is Gavin Chatham out front in this 99 machine. Not really walking away too far from Blake, as Blake's finding a new groove here on the bottom of 1 and 2, making a lot of speed up. Actually, let's keep a look here. We got 7 to go this time by. The Salesman is starting to run down your leader in the 99. Steven Stewart falling back the grid here. Oh, that's blinking in and out, as you see, having a lot of connection issues in that 29. But right now, up front, Blake Chapman, he does not want a caution. He needs this thing to stay green. He's slowly reeling in your leader, and he doesn't need anything to mess up his momentum here. Through 3 and 4, riding the bottom. Holmes out at the flag stand, 5 to go. Blake Chapman cut this lead down to 0.4 of a second here. Caution is out. Car sideways in front of your leaders, just towed in time. The General Andy Patton, I believe. Just over rotates, gets sideways, hung up on the wall, and oh, here come your racing. That's probably exactly, I mean, Gavin won't admit to it, you know, felt comfortable. Every racer, you know, they're going to feel comfortable, but man, that caution, I think that's going to be a big benefit to the 99 there. Like slowly reeling him in on the bottom, and well, now he gets to gap him a little bit here with an opening restart, and Blake will only have about 3.5 laps, you know, after he gets through 1 and 2 to run him down, and I just don't know if that's going to be enough time for the kid. He's got a lot of talent, but his father time is not on the side of that 20 right now. No, we've talked a lot about this 79 here tonight, but Ross Corinna started in the back here, up 7 spots, up to 6th, and Ross, he just hasn't had as much success here in the 410 as he probably thought he was going to have. It's been a little difficult to pass, and untimely cautions, they can do you in. And Ross just looking to make one more final charge here, trying to get up into the top 5. Pace lights are off, and we'll be going green this time by. We'll have 4 to go for the 99 of Gavin Chatham. Gavin Chatham gonna hug that wall, looking for every bit of tack here as he diamonds off for this restart. And the green flag is high. It's ready to fly. 4 to go for the 99 this time by. Good jump for the Salesman, Blake Chapman, as he was not caught sleeping at all on that restart. And man, maybe this restart is not what the 99 wanted at all, as we got a battle for the lead here, 3 to go. Blake Chapman using all the racetrack he can right against that inside wall, with the 99 ripping the lip, trying to carry as much momentum around. 2 to go as we go under the starter stand. Does Blake have anything for the 99 of Gavin Chatham? If he's got anything, he's got to use it up now. Gavin Chatham goes to the bottom to protect in 3 and 4. The 20 of Blake Chapman is right there. White flag in the air. Final time around the Speed Palace. The 99 of Gavin Chatham goes down to protect. Does Blake have another way around? It is the 99. Oh, Blake's going to go high and handsome here. Can he mount a charge? No, the 99's going to win. Gavin Chatham holds off the Salesman at the line. Close finish for P3, and you know what? We're going to go back and, man, we're going to watch this white flag lap one more time. As Gavin Chatham goes down, protects here through 1 and 2. You had to assume he was going to do it again in 3 and 4, so the Salesman throws it up top. Gavin with an excellent run out of the corner, enough to protect. And look at this battle for the final podium spot as Steven Stewart just edges Brad Wade off. And Steven Stewart, that car on the inside there. Big power run out of 4. And man, oh man, what a race here. What a way to finish up the night here at the Speed Palace. Let's go ahead and let's bring you up those results here, if we can. We can. Gavin Chatham in the 99-year feature winner, followed by Blake Chapman, Steven Stewart, Brad Wade, Jeff Barker rounding out the top 5, Anthony Morano 6th, Dean Reynolds 7th, Bob DeGood 8th, Ross Corina 9th, and Andy Patton rounding out the top 10. Rest of your field looks like this: Tyler Flynn, Clay Christopherson, Steven Bixler, Ronnie Brown, and Corey Denson. But man, we'll give these drivers a second to catch their breath, and we'll see if we can't pull them up in here for some final thoughts of the night. Hey, Steven Stewart, Shaggy up here, man. You got a copy?
I do. How's it going?
Pretty good, man. You know, wild ride there for you. It seems you had your hands full for that final step of the podium, but, man, you settled in, and it seemed like there towards the end, you almost had something for the leaders that last restart.
Yeah, I got kind of a bad hand in the 360 race, so I wanted to come in here and put some good times down, at least run decent. I've had a bad string of luck over the past probably month. So when I come in here, really Brad put pressure on me all night. I figured out real quick when Blake started going to the bottom in 3 and 4 that was fast, and the top was fast in 1 and 2. So I started doing that, and right before that last caution, it seemed like I picked up like 3 or 4 seconds on the guys in 4th and 5th. So I just tried to keep doing that after that last caution. But Brad had a heck of a run. I mean, he was coming. Another 10 feet on the finish line, he would have had it probably.
Yeah, we watched that battle from the flag stand, and man, it looked like you just edged him out there on the inside. I didn't think, honestly, coming out of 4, you were going to be the one to get it, but man, that tack down there, that ended up being your best friend. And hell of a job, Steven, getting that final spot of the podium, man. Who you want to thank?
I appreciate it. First, I got to give a big shout out, as always, to Taylor Weinman, the 25 Enterprise. Dude's just helped me out beyond reproach as far as how to drive these things. So big one to him. House of Speed. They're pushing all of our setups as well. Sorry. Phenom Motorsports on Instagram, Dirt Late Nation on Instagram, Victory Fuel, use Stewart 29, save 10%, all that jazz. I think that's it. And you guys for putting on a great broadcast, coast to coast for the great series, Malcolm Mills Millwright, and the Westbrook family, since I didn't get to say that at all in any interview for the Knoxville Nationals. Just thank you to everyone.
Well, hey, hell of a job here tonight, Steven, and looking forward to a lot more of these, my man.
Thanks, man.
That's Steven Stewart, your P3 finisher. And now we're going to bring up a guy who, man, he's pretty familiar to talking to us on the podium, but Blake, oh so close. What was the difference there? He just discovered the bottom in 3 and 4 and was able to take it away from you?
Yeah, I think I needed about 5 more laps. I don't know. It just seemed like his tires went away more than mine did. I could tell on that last restart, he got a good initial jump, but after that, down the front stretch, I was really able to pull him in there. And that bottom was coming in really well, and I didn't think it would, but I could feel that I had to lift just a little bit coming out of the corners when I was running the top. So I decided to jump down there, and there was definitely grip, and just poked my nose a little too soon, and Gavin saw it, and he's able to take that clean air off my nose and hit down there, and just didn't have enough time to make a move up top.
Yeah, I mean, you said it sometimes, you want to go for that move, but man, if you peek your nose down there and the guy sees it and you don't have enough momentum to make the pass, sometimes that can be the death of you. And well, tonight, second place, man, not exactly the death of you, but I know you wanted that top step, but can't always get it done, can you, kid?
Not all the time. Sometimes you got to settle for second. It's a lot better than not finishing at all. I can tell you that.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, hell of a job, man, putting that 20 in the podium spots here. 2 races in a row. Familiar spot. Congratulations. Who you want to thank?
Yeah, I got to thank the family for watching. I got to thank the city of Clarence and Clarence Public Works Department. I got to thank all the guys at the Krite Sim Racing Team and the Can-Am Racing Team. I got to thank Preston and Epsilon Sprint Wraps, Andy at AJ Custom Creations. Got to thank Malcolm's Mills Mill Riding, and of course, Scalen's Gourmet Popcorn. You know they have the best product out there. And don't forget to use code CART when you're shopping online. That'll get you 15% off of your purchase. And I got to thank you for the broadcast.
Well, good job tonight, kid, and make sure you get some rest. You got some big small block, big block races tomorrow night.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have good luck in those for sure. Thanks, Zach.
That's Blake Chapman, your P2 finisher. And now we're going to bring up the man who, Gavin, you took the lead early from Blake, and you didn't look back. Hell of a job tonight, Gavin.
Thanks, man. When you get an opportunity to pass guys like Blake and Patrick and Ross in the sprint cars, you definitely have to take the opportunity. And I think he ran like a little bit of slider. He didn't go off a 4 very good on coming to the completion of the first lap. So I was able to just get a nice run off of turn 4, and able to get underneath him and slide him. And I was expecting to come back, and I think he held the bottom, and we were able to pull away. And the car felt really, really good, especially the early half of that race. I was just ripping the top pretty good. And then as the race went on, we started to slow down, and Blake was definitely the better car at the end of the race for sure. And probably would have won that race, but he stuck his nose in there, and I could see him to the left of me, and I definitely went down to protect the bottom and seal the win. But hats off to Blake on an awesome run. It's always fun racing with him, and he does an excellent job out here. But yeah, it feels good to be back at victory lane, especially in PA.
Yeah, man, and it's funny that you say that, Gavin, because that's exactly what Blake and I thought there. He just going through 1 and 2 just showed you too much of that nose and wasn't able to pull it off. And as well as I do in sprint car racing, if a guy's going to show you that nose, show you it's there and not complete it, man, you got to go down there and at least try it out for yourself. And you went down there, shut the door, had enough to hold it off, man, and top step of the podium. So congratulations, Gavin. Who you want to thank tonight?
I just want to thank you for doing an awesome job with the broadcast. I want to thank Coast to Coast Racing, everybody who's involved, the sponsors. Thank you, Velocity Race Design, for sponsoring Wednesday nights. It's awesome. Also awesome running. Ross does an awesome job with the paint schemes, and I have a bunch from him. And it's fun switching them up and going out there. But he does an excellent job. And thank you for the sponsorship for the series. I just want to thank all the admin, everybody behind the scenes at Coast to Coast that puts on this league, lets us come out here and put on a show for everybody and enjoy racing every week. I just want to thank the fans for coming out and supporting this series and watching the races. I want to thank my fans as well. And just want to thank Chatham Motorsports, Mike Schick Motorsports Design, Velocity Race Design, Northeast Outlaw Motorsports, and Miller Time Motorsports as well. Thank you all them. And yeah, it feels really good, like I said, to be back in victory lane, especially at a PA track at a home state.
Yeah, and it's got to feel even better with that 20 car right behind you because, man, we both know he knows how to wheel and deal these things. But tonight, you were the better driver, and hell of a job, Gavin. Look forward to a lot more of these.
All right, thank you. You have a great night.
That's your winner in the 99, Gavin Chatham. And, with that, final thoughts here. Oh, man, a little heavy on the cautions to start out the night in the 360s. But, wow, were we treated to an epic finish. Huge win by Dean Reynolds, able to get his first ever Hometown Heroes win. And, man, it was an honor to call that thing for him. And then they answered the bell in the 410. Blake Chapman played it conservative in the beginning. Let the 99 of Gavin Chatham go around the high side early and, maybe just was a little too patient. We saw he had a faster car at the end, but just not enough tire to get around the 99 when it mattered there on the closing laps. And with that being said, we're going to kick off or put an end here to a wonderful night of racing here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Big shout out to Velocity Race Designs for picking up Hometown Heroes and allowing me to put on this broadcast. Huge shout out to all the drivers. Big shout out to all the admins behind the scenes who do all the work of programming the sessions, advancing sessions, making sure everything's all good. Couldn't do it without all those guys. But like I said, I'm Zach Chapman, part of Shaggy TV, and we're going to sign off for the evening. Make sure you join us here tomorrow night for some 358s and big block modified action. Take it easy.